One day, while walking the road, in the middle of the map, just southwest of Vault 101, we round a corner, past some ruins, to find the remains of an old city. The streetlights are still illuminated after all of this time, and following the bend in the road, we enter the city, moving east. Passing a bus stop, we see that the road continues south into the heart of this city. Moving forward, we find a ruined car in the middle of an intersection at the very center of this ruin, but a staircase off to the left. Silently, we creep up the staircase, but not silent enough.
Come on, boys!
Raiders have claimed this ruin. At the top of the steps, we can move south to round this corner, and as we do so, we discover the Fairfax Ruins, and also more raiders. But peering closer, we see a metro marker. These raiders are guarding the entrance to another metro station. Oh, and they've booby-trapped the place. We see pipes snaking down the side of this building, likely filled with fragmentation grenade traps. Directly in front of us is a tripwire which we can disarm. We could move closer to get rid of these raiders, but I wanted to see if I could sneak up behind them. So turning around, we can peer down an alleyway that was at the top of the stairs we climbed to get here. And there we find a raider. One down, but we saw a friend come to inspect the scene. We can creep closer to get rid of him. Another raider down. Peering down the alley, we find ruined storefronts, and it looks like at least one of the buildings we can explore, but this alleyway turns right, back towards the metro station, and I didn't want to face that mob just yet, so back out to this concrete ledge, we can try to find a way around all of these big ruins. Our search takes us back to the road, and as we follow the road east, we find a ruined storefront that appears to be accessible. Our Pip-Boy compass tells us that raiders are swarming within. Moving to the front door. Oh! Didn't get me this time. But apparently we're not silent enough. Something has alerted the raider inside this building, but peering in, we don't see anything. At the top of the stairs, there is a terminal, but there's a room to the right here, as we're about to move inside to explore it. Raider down, but our Pip-Boy is telling us that there is still danger here. Climbing the stairs, we peer inside the room at the top, but we don't see anything. This gives us an opportunity to look at the terminal behind us. It's a turret control system, locked with an average lock. Putting on our utility jumpsuit, we can hack the sucker. I got lucky, it only took me a few tries. And if there is a turret in here, we can reconfigure its targeting parameters so that it attacks the raiders. But having done so, we don't hear the signs of a gunfight. Moving into the room, we don't see any more raiders. Where is this turret located? Something is still aware of our presence. We don't see anything out the window. What? Oh! The turret is on the ceiling of this room. Well, there's no enemies here, so reconfiguring the targeting doesn't really do anything for us. Heading back to the terminal, we can instead deactivate it. And moving back to the turret, it's at rest. We're safe for now. On the eastern side of this top floor, we find shelves bedecked with goods, an ammunition box lying on the ground, another one filled with flamer fuel on the top of the shelf, then 2 first aid boxes with stim packs. After looting everything we can try to sleep in the bed we find here, but we can't with enemies nearby. So back down the stairs, we can head into the rear room. In front of the door leading out is a mine that we can disarm. The bathroom is completely empty, so out the door, we arrive in an alleyway that we can take east. The alley lets out by the road, passing through Fairfax. A fence once blocked off this portion of the city, but we can move around it. As we do, we hear a voice.
This is bullshit. Come out and fight.
There's another room here we can explore, and a raider comes out of it. Oh crap, I'm still in my utility jumpsuit. Switching back to the armor, we can explore these trash bins outside, but there's nothing there. Back out to the road. Instead of following it, we can move inside this building. We see a similar layout as to all of the others. The bathroom is empty. Moving to the back room, we see that we're in the ruined storefront we saw on the other side of the alley we shot down. We could go out the door to the road that we know leads right to the metro station. Instead, we can head up these stairs to finish clearing this room. There's no enemy up here, but a bed, upon which are 2 ammo canisters. After looting them, we can peer out these ruined windows to see the alley below us. There are the bodies of the raiders we killed with the hunting rifle. And peering off to the southwest, we see the bus stop next to the metro station. We can't get a good shot out these windows. Instead, we can move south where we find a table with jet on it and 2 ammo boxes. While peering out the windows, we do see raiders by that metro station, but we can't get a good shot from here, so back down to the ground floor. We could go out this door, but that's right where the raiders are waiting. So instead, we can go out the back door and continue to follow this road south. Maybe we can round this building and sneak up behind them. At the end of the road, we find an intersection lined with bus stops. And waiting on the intersection is a raider with a missile launcher. But there were more around the corner. Peering that way, we can try to pick off a raider. Oh, but her friend came to assist. Hiding behind this wall, we can wait for him with the shotgun. Moving out to get the other raider, she runs away. So instead we can loot the corpses arrayed before us and wait for her to come back. But then another friend comes. But she appears to run off. We can chase her down. After looting her body, another one comes from around the corner. Okay. Well, somehow we managed to engineer a situation for ourselves where we took them out one by one. Instead of moving towards the metro station, we can continue to skirt the perimeter of this ruin, see if there are any more baddies out there. But upon reaching the southern end of the ruin, we just see a huge overpass sprawling off into the distance, and no other enemies in line of sight. So moving back to the alleyway where the last raider came from to attack us, we can follow it, winding this way and that until we arrive at a plaza. We see that this plaza appears to connect to the end of the walkway that we saw from the other side of the building. Moving over there, we can overlook the wasteland below us with that overpass. There is one enemy walking around down there, but she's too far away to be of any concern right now. Peering off to the west, we see Greater Fairfax before us. and it looks like we're quickly coming upon the metro station on the other side of this building to the right. Moving that way, we can peer down to the buildings below. Lots of alleyways behind them, but no enemies. Moving south towards the center of town, we can check every road and alley for signs of enemies, but we don't find any more. But at last we get our bearings. There's the corner we came around at night when we first saw the metro station, and there's one of the traps we disarmed, but we see that there are actually two here. Two fragmentation traps using storm drains. Looks like we've got one more to disarm. But for now, we can move northeast towards the middle of town and past all the bus stops to arrive at the metro station. Moving down the stairs, we open the gate to the Fairfax metro station. We arrive in the now familiar dimly lit entryway shared by all metro stations. Down here we find Brahmin bones, with an Etotronic on the wall to the left and a Nuka-Cola machine against the wall to the right. Moving towards the ramp, we find more mines. Creeping down the ramp at the very bottom, we find a tripwire. But before we can discover what it's connected to, we find a raider. Moving inside towards the turnstiles, our Pip-Boy compass picks up a red tick to the left, and peering over the side, and with that the red ticks disappear. Moving towards the turnstiles, oh, another tripwire. Let's see, is the other one trapped? No, we can move by it and disarm it. Let's see, what's this attached to? Oh, a combat shotgun trap in the ticket booth that we can disarm. Moving around inside the ticket booth, we find two first aid boxes, one of which is locked with an easy lock, an easy locked ammo canister right next to them on the ground, and another ammo canister on the ledge where we found the rigged shotgun. We can now move around the waiting platform, and it's a small waiting platform. There's nothing much else but rubbish and litter. We find two escalators leading down to the train platform, and on the wall, we find a sign. Fairfax, presumably. Down on the ground, we can look up at it. Yep, it's reminiscent of the Taragar metro that we found in the ruins of DC. This must have said Fairfax. Let's see if we can find the F, and there it is, lying on the ground directly in front of us. All right, so we're at the Fairfax metro station. Well, let's see if this goes anywhere. We can peer down this northern tube, but it's blocked. Moving to the eastern side of the train platform, interestingly, none of the signs on the wall are legible, even though this is called the Fairfax metro station in-game, and it says Fairfax on the wall. They still use the rubbed-out metro sign decals. On the southern side, both of these tubes are blocked in. We can't explore them. And at last, when we reach the raider camp where we killed the raider over the banister, we find a barrel fire next to a table covered in ammunition boxes, one of which is locked with an average lock, so we can put on our utility jumpsuit to pick it. There is a bed here, some jet and whiskey on the table, a fridge filled with minor boxed foods. Stepping out of the raider home, we can explore the ruins beneath the waiting platform. There's a lot of broken concrete and broken platforms, but lying on one of them, we find a book. It's a copy of Chinese Army Special Operations Training Manual, just lying out here in the open. So wonder the raiders hadn't found it by now. And that appears to be it for the Fairfax metro station. And so we can turn around, move back up the ramp, and open the gate back out to the ruins of Fairfax. We arrive at sunset. The sun setting to the west nearly blinds us. Now we can move deeper into the city to see if we can find anything else. Wait, what? Oh no, we fell into a trap. At least I think it is. Is there any way out of here? What? Okay, there's a door behind us and birds circle above us, but there's no ladder out, no staircase out. This grate was a trap door, and now we're stuck here. Oh no. And here I wanted to explore the city. Well, if there's only one way out, I guess we can open the door to explore the utility tunnels. Thankfully, this door puts us out into a room filled with goodies. On a table with a still smoking cigar, we find a first aid kit. Turning around, we find a shelf with frag grenades, 10mm pistols, sawed-off shotguns. Then, next to the table are 2 more shelves with ammo canisters on one and even more ammo canisters and grenade boxes on the other. We walk away with a tidy stash. Perhaps they were preparing us for what's to come. However, the rest of this room is unimpressive, and it's small. We don't find anything else or a doorway out. But then we see it. Oh, we've seen this before. A switch on the wall, and directly beneath it, a staircase leading down. Oh, and I'm still in my utility jumpsuit. I always do that. All right, putting our combat armor back on. We can move forward to explore. We find a path to the left and a path to the north. Well, we'll go left for now, see what's over here. This leads to a staircase that takes us down. Steam pours out of the pipes lining the wall, and at the bottom, we spot a raider. And then another appears. Got him. This railway rifle is great, but it really relies on VATS. There's no iron sight on it. It's really difficult to hit anything outside of VATS. At any rate, we pass through the door to arrive on a catwalk lining the perimeter of a chamber below. There's nothing on this platform, but at the end of it, we do find a staircase leading down. At the bottom, we find a bunch of boxes, shipping canisters. We can explore around back here, but there's nothing. Instead, we can open a security door against the wall to the west. This leads to a hallway, which rounds a corner to the right, leading to another small room with nothing but filing cabinets on the wall. Moving forward to loot. Oh no! Oh, daggone it! And I was doing so good in the city. Oh, it was right next to one of those explosive generators, too. Oh, those evil developers. And there's nothing really worth it for us in this room. Filing cabinets are mostly empty. The boxes don't have anything. All right, well, I fell for that one, but I'm not gonna fall for the next. Continuing north down the hallway, it rounds a corner until at the end we see a small room with a ladder. Stepping out of the hallway into this large room, we peer up to see a sewer grate. We can climb the ladder to the Capital Wasteland. We arrive on a ledge overlooking the road leading to the Ruins of Fairfax. All right. Well, we didn't see this when we explored. Let's see. Can we find any landmarks we are familiar with? Looks like the city center is off there to the southeast. We see lots of pipes and ductwork on all of the buildings, but then looking off to the north, we find a familiar marker. That's the road we walked to get to the Fairfax Ruins. Those are the ruins we passed at the very beginning of the episode. And there's the street lamps that flickered on last night. All right, so now we know where we are. From here, we could go back into the city center to finish exploring, but we left a lot of tunnels behind us that we didn't finish exploring. And so, heading back to the sewer grate, we can climb back in, retracing our steps all the way back up the staircase and following them to the hallway where we first killed that raider. We can this time follow it north. After looting the body, we find a nook of shelves to the right. There's a first aid box.
Who's out there?
I'm out here. Want to come play? Oh, there she comes.
Okay, cut the shit. Who?
Oh, that was really unlucky. And that's the problem with the VATS. The first shot was a headshot, but the recoil of the hit caused her head to move back into the room she came out of. And since it was in slow-mo, every subsequent shot hit the wall by the door. So wasted ammo and AP there. At least she's dead. We can finish looting the shelves and then explore the room she came out of. We find another one of these rooms with a platform lining the perimeter of a large chamber. Taking the stairs down, we see the bottom floor is flooded. Well, taking a plunge, we can run around really quickly, soak up a few rads, but there's nothing down there for us. So retracing our steps back to the hallway, we can continue to follow it north. Up a staircase, then turn right to find, oh, I see, there's a switch. Okay, we know how this works. Cautiously climbing the stairs, we arrive in an empty room. Creeping forward. Oh, haha, didn't get me, guys, not this time. But are there any more? Rounding this pillar, no more. So with the room empty, we can open this door, move down a hallway to arrive at another small room with a ladder leading out. Okay, well that appears to be it for the sewers. Let's see where this puts us. We appear on another ledge overlooking Fairfax. We see an alley off to the east. And then peering west, oh, okay, there's that bus stop along the road that we passed at the beginning of the episode. That's the road we walked down to find the staircase leading up to the metro station, and there's the center of town. All right, so then that must mean that if we go down this alleyway, we're going to find the building that we cleared that had the guy with the flamethrower. Sure enough, there's the guy with the flamethrower, and there's the stairs that had the terminal with the turret. Okay, we know where we are. So following the path around the buildings, then through the buildings, we can retrace our steps back to the center of Fairfax. Here's the metro station, and there's the devious trap that we fell into. While we're up here, we can go ahead and disarm the other tripwire trap right next to the first one we disarmed. And that tour of the sewers kind of gave us an underground tour of the city. We popped up at all of the major corners of the city and we really didn't find much else. All that's really left to do is hop down onto the road and explore this intersection. But as we get close, we see that the intersection is mined. But can we avoid them? Yeah, we avoided those, and they were right next to an explosive car, too. But then we see more by this traffic post. Oh, 2 of them at least. And those are disarmed. Aside from leading to the metro station, this intersection doesn't really go anywhere. We came from the north, so we can head west on the road, but all of these buildings are boarded up or empty. We realize that the rest of Fairfax is mostly for show. There's nothing much else to interact with or explore. At the end of the Western Road, we find Fort Independence. This is the headquarters of the Outcasts. There should be an outcast soldier at a checkpoint beneath the overpass. And sure enough, moving to the other side, we see him waiting for us over there. I covered Fort Independence and the Outcasts in a video I published several years ago that you can watch here. With that, we've explored the ruins of Fairfax and the Fairfax metro station, and so we can move off into the wasteland in search of something new. But before we do, we can bid farewell to the Fairfax metro and the city with a short montage. And with that, I've covered every metro station in the entire game, putting this series on the Fallout 3 metro stations to an end. I covered the Moresti metro stations in my video series on The Family, and I covered Warrington Station in my video series on Tenpenny Tower, long before I started this series. So that's everything. What comes next? Well, I'll keep my secrets for now, but rest assured that I've got plenty more Fallout content to share with you. If you don't want to miss it, be sure to subscribe and to click that bell notification button. I publish new Fallout videos every week on this channel. If you like what I do and you want to support me in a more personal way, consider becoming a patron on Patreon or a member here on YouTube. YouTube members and patrons on Patreon gain access to a private channel on my Discord server, and YouTube members get little badges that appear next to their names in the comment sections of my videos, and access to ox emojis that they can use in my video comments and in the live chats of my live streams. I've got a shirt shop with completely unique designs that you can't find anywhere else. My designs come on shirts in a variety of men's, women's, and children's sizes, and in a wide array of colors. They come on other products as well, like smartphone cases, pillows, posters, mugs, stickers, prints, etc. So if interested, you can find a link to my shop in the description below, or you can click here. But more than anything, I'm just so glad you're here watching this video with me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon with more brand new videos.
Oh, come on, pay more attention to what you're doing. What do you need? Let me take a look.